Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Why am I doing this? This is my life purpose. Sort of had an idea that I had a mission, but I was very busy living an awesome life and breaking through my own fears. And now I'm at this point where, what am I going to do with it? Well, I came here to raise the frequency of the planet. If you go to my website, landria.com, you'll see raising the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time. You are one light being. Let's raise the frequency. Today, did you send light and love, healing, abundance, and peace throughout the planet? I do. I do it as often as I can. Whenever I remember, I send that out. It takes less than a couple seconds to just send that light and love. This is what is coming to you. When you send it out, you're doing it to you. It's like an exchange. It's not like, oh, it goes out there and eventually makes its way back to you. You are that energy. So I want to talk today about that whole energy thing in quantum physics and science and then spirituality and religion. Just want to point out my beautiful book I got from Camden Market in London, that I put my I am in there. Now, I am is in the Bible, right? I am. What does that mean? I am means that I am. I am that. I am. I am that. I am. A rock. I am that. I am. Do you get it? It's Bible. So there's religion, supposedly. I don't look at it as religion. I just say there's some beautiful texts out there. A lot of them were changed and manipulated and written by man and redone. And we have to look, excuse me, we have to look at those and interpret that in whatever way we need to make sense wherever we are. People talk about their authentic self, and I always say, your authentic self is who you are at the moment. There's not like some separate you that you truly are that you're waiting to be. You are a pure, perfect light being. That's your authentic self. And whatever role you play and experience on your way back to that higher frequency is your authentic self at the moment. It's just experiencing who you are. Now, if you're faking being somebody else, then I guess you could say you're not being your authentic self, but to me, you still are. You're a person who needs to fake yourself, fake some other persona. That's who you are. So when the Bible and all of these other things have been written, people have gone through transitions of who they think they are, who societies is, and they, at that moment, interpreted things at that time and place on this planet. That was authentic to them at the time, and most of it had to do with power and control over the people. So things were changed, things were removed from the Bible. You know this is true because they're finding all the scrolls now that were not included in the Bible. One was Mary, because that would give women power. And we're all equal. You know, there's no higher or lower. There is no anything other than choosing your frequencies. We're just energy. So the Bible says I am. That means I'm everything. I'm energy. There's no religion behind that. Somebody said, how do I, this is a viewer question. How do I, stay true to my religion and God and still believe in energy and quantum physics and the science part of things and the new age thing? There's no difference. There's no separation of anything. Nothing's separate. Now, what is your religion? Is your religion telling you that something's separate? Well, then you need to have a good hard look at that and ask why. Why would any religion want to separate you from anything or anybody else? Why would any religion not allow everyone in that church, welcome everyone, love everyone? Everything is God. Everything is energy. Energy is God. There's no division between science and God. God is science, and that's why it's all one thing. All these monks that they're up there doing these crazy, wonderful things. And then now scientists are saying, oh, well, that's quantum physics. So the two are merging. Why? Because there's no science and then miracles. God, and then God is everything. I am that. And you are, right? I am. So I am means we are. And I know religion probably says, oh, yes, you are energy, and energy is God, and God is everything, but you're separate from God. Make up your mind. How's that possible? Everything's one thing. Everything's energy. Why is it so difficult for human beings to accept that? Because we've been told differently for years, for centuries. Why? It suits the higher ups, the powers that be, to say that you are not of that level. You are lower than here. There's something over you, and we're going to be controlling that. We're in charge of that. Because nobody in power wants you to think, back then, nobody in power wants you to think that you have that kind of power or control. It displaces them. I did a video on bullying. What is that? Bullies they're the most insecure people of all, and by cutting down or putting other people down, they believe it gives them power. It actually detracts. That will tumble, that will crumble. They're the most insecure people of all, bullies. They're the ones that are messed up. Not the meek. The meek will inherit the earth. The peaceful ones. That means abundance. Meek doesn't mean that you're some wimp that people walk all over and you don't have abundance. Actually, the meek will inherit the earth. They're the ones who will have total abundance because they're totally loving, accepting. They don't need to do a power play. There's no ego involved. Meek means there's no ego. Bullies, they're 100% ego, operating on that material world that has to manipulate everything. And that's what's been happening in religions. It's a manipulation. Now, if you have a problem with me saying this, that's fine. Take a good hard look in your religion. Is your religion telling you that this is separate? So I'm asking the viewer who asked me this question about, how about my religion and then spirituality and energy, quantum physics, and New Age? There's nothing new about this. This has been around forever, right? Since the beginning of time, mankind's time. So my question to you is, what are you learning that would make you think anything is wrong about believing that God is energy, that God is all, that there's the New Age is just accepting that there's no separation, that all the lines are coming down, all the veils are coming down. The bullshit stories, excuse my language, that's exactly what they are. Made up crap. Why would any religion preach anything but love and acceptance of all people? Because that is what the Bible says. Let's talk about religion. I don't think the Bible is religion. I think it's a beautiful book. Your truth is whatever you decide it is. There is no ultimate truth. It's whatever you decide, because you have free will and you're allowed to create your reality. And if that's your truth, then that's your reality. Somebody said, again, every once in a while I get this, oh, you're not in touch with reality. I'm like, yes, I am. So in other words, the comment by the person was, my rotten reality of this crappy world where everybody hates each other and there's wars and all this stuff is reality. Yes, it is for you. So then there's that ego. You need to believe in my what reality is my reality. No, reality is whatever you personally believe it is. My reality could be completely different than yours, and it probably is. I see everything completely different than most people, I'd say. So if somebody says, oh, you're not in touch with reality, I'm thinking, no, I'm not in touch with your reality. Go ahead. Why do you need somebody else to believe in your reality? I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. I'm sharing thoughts and information that I receive, that I share and I go with. Yeah, I think people think I read a lot of stuff and watch stuff on YouTube. I don't. There is actually one person that I have read and followed, and that's Dolores Cannon. I'm actually hypnotherapist of the quantum healing hypnosis technique, which she taught. So I'm certified in that. She regressed people and took them back into past lives. And then this collective started to speak to her through these people. And she would hypnotize thousands of people, and the same voice would come through and start the conversation again with these people who had no clue that any of that was going on. I mean, not against their will or anything like that. I just mean they would not have had knowledge of the prior conversation. So whoever was talking through them, after she would be done, with this, they would say, "We have a message for Dolores." So the higher realms were coming through this person who was in a very deep hypnotic trance. I'm trained to do that. So Dolores fascinates me because she's not a channel. She makes that clear, she's not a channel, but she was bringing the channeled information through that person and sharing it in her books. And she has several called The Convoluted Universe. Number 5, she actually passed away before it was finished, but most of the information is in there. So I read a lot of her books because I want to hear that information that came through, because it's pretty recent. She also spoke to Nostradamus. Now, you can believe that or not. If you don't, then you're limiting yourself. That's not a possibility. Nobody can make up the stuff that she did. It's just impossible to make up the things she did, because it's so consistent and there's no explanation for it. So I was following her, and I want to share something with you that happened yesterday. So I'm watching all of her YouTubes because I love to watch her because she's so funny. She's a lot like me. She can be very direct, yet she's a very kind person. But sometimes she's this very direct person, and she's just very funny, very sweet, wonderful lady. Her mission was to share this information with the world, and she did that till the day she died. That woman was traveling constantly to countries and sharing information. And she would go to China, and people would say, "Oh, well, I can't believe they let you in, and they think this and that." She says, "No, I didn't have any problem. They're wonderful people. They're open for this message." So her reality was different than everybody else who was told that China's horrible. Yeah, okay, stuff's going on. But, once again, are we tainting a whole country based on people in power? Right? Your reality is whatever you believe it is, and hers was completely different, and she was spreading some very positive information. So I was watching her yesterday, and I shut down my iPad. It was off. I know it, because I had to push the button over, off, boom, went black. I closed it. Now the other thing too is if I'm not on it for a period of time and I'm not active, it will actually shut down on its own anyways. I shut it down and I put it aside, and I said out loud to Dolores, I said, "Dolores, you did a great job. Thank you for this information. You fulfilled your purpose, and you have done some wonderful things with spreading your message, and I want to thank you for that." And when I said that, the iPad that was closed and shut down not only came on, but her video started playing. Now, even if it comes on, let's say this is just a fluke and I didn't really shut it down. Even if it came on, I would have to have touched it and started a video. Her video came on and it started talking. This whole thing that's closed and shut off came on, and a video started playing. It was Dolores. I think she was manipulating energy. That's part of what she talks about, is we came here to manipulate energy, to learn how to do that. And what are we going to do with that? Raise the frequency of the planet. So I think that was her way of letting me know she heard me. And it just sort of blew me away, because they use electronics a lot, and she's a real power now on the other side. I don't know if she's come back yet or not, but you have to remember, we're everywhere. So our energy, we're everywhere. So even if Dolores came back in another form, Dolores's energy is still on the other side also, and so is yours. So I think I shared with you before that I've actually had conversations and caught part of it, me talking to other light beings on the other side. My higher self is having conversations while I'm here. And I actually catch parts of it. I'm bummed because I would really love to hear what I was talking about. One time I was talking to two light beings while I was sitting in here meditating, and I actually was aware of me in the other room looking at myself with the two light beings, and I said, I think I'm going to give up fear. So, I teach breaking through fear. Breaking through fear is basically just living with it and not really allowing it to affect you. So I still have it. It still shows up once in a while. It just really doesn't have any power. I recognize certain thoughts that show up. So I was, apparently, and then I also said that I was, I thought I was going to take charge at one point. I was like, no, I don't want to take charge. Please don't let me take charge. There's so much going on that is unexplainable, and religion has a tendency, by the way, I'm not saying this about all religions, but many religions have a tendency to keep you in a box, believing that there is a certain way things are. I have a friend who's very adamant about certain things. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. There's no, about near-death experiences and going to the other side and then coming back. Absolutely, that's it. Just, oh no, I can't even read that book or whatever. I'm thinking, why? Because you've been told something different? What's so evil about that? But we have been told these things, and we believe it to the point where there's fear infused in us to believe anything else, because we think that there's some separate entity, God, that's going to punish us for not believing what we've been told we should believe by a man or a woman or an institution. Where's that coming from? That doesn't sound very godlike to me. I am. There's nothing else that has to go with that. Nothing. Think about this. I am requires no thinking, no words. And then everything you touch and look at, including another person, I am. And there I am. And everything is I am. I just am. I am. Don't question it. Don't question it. Get rid of the blah, 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 blah. This is how things are, and that's this, and that's this. I am. Yeah, you're not in touch with reality. Yes, I am. I am. You know what reality is? You are the most incredible, beautiful, unconditionally loved energy. Yes, you, because we're all the same. We are I am. That means there's no separation. And no matter what frequency I'm on, and whatever frequency you're on, we still share one energy. We're just allowed to experience it whatever way we choose. And if you want to change that, you can do it. And no church, no document, no book, no preacher, no spiritual teacher has any control over your free will and what you choose in this life. And if you're suffering at all right now, and you want to give that up, you can do it. And just release it. People say, why do I say let go? Let go and let God. Let go. Let go. The ego is the only thing that thinks it's in control. You direct that energy into whatever way you want. If you want abundance and joy, total peace, that's a higher frequency. If you're struggling to make the material world work for you, that's a lower frequency, and it's probably not working for you. If you knew what I knew, and some of you do, if you felt what I felt, and how incredible you are, you would never question your power. You would never question whether you're separate from some beautiful entity of which you are. You would know what you are. You're an extension of it expressing itself. And that's okay. There are no mistakes. There's no good nor bad. And if you decide you want to come to the higher frequency and go into the fifth dimension, the new earth, you can do that. And if you don't, you'll eventually find your way there. But wouldn't you rather give up the struggle and go to that? Quit analyzing whether or not the church is this and that is this and your reality and my reality. I am. I am. Just be it. Be it. Be your best every day. Give, send beauty. Your power of your mind and the love that comes from you is the most powerful thing. And when you send that out, you're receiving it at the same time. There's no time. There's no lag. You are receiving. I'm receiving. I'm receiving. Accept it. It's right there. Abundance, love, joy. You're on a planet that's very challenging. That's not going to go away, even to the day you die. And the more you raise your frequency, the less you will struggle with those challenges, and you'll see them as valuable lessons. And you'll see all the things you've been through in your life as gifts from the most evil, rotten people are just like you. I am. And they all want to be loved too, or experiencing something else. And some of them are giving you gifts to become something greater. There's no chaos. There's no coincidences. Everything is as it should be. Why? Because we're choosing it at every moment. There's no time. Some of this has been prearranged, and you can change it at any moment. You don't have to follow through with forgiveness, love, giving, enlightenment. You can stay in that lower frequency, but I don't think you're on this channel because you want to do that. So can you just be I am? Forget about what you've been told or whatever. What do you feel and think? It's up to you individually, not me, not your church, not your parents, because they're just a product of what they've been told. What do you feel? Do you know that you are that power? I am. It is unlimited. It's powerful beyond human comprehension. A thought, your thought right now can change everything. Because one thought puts you into a new reality, a new dimension that will change your path. You can stay here or you can shift over here. You're just shifting. You're just shifting. Be nice to shift up here, wouldn't it? It'd be nice to stop doing this and start doing this. There'll be some lows. It's called contrast. It makes this world beautiful. There's no appreciation of the sunshine without the rain. And the rain's beautiful too, isn't it? Without the rain, well, we wouldn't flourish. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful beyond your imagination. What are you going to do with it? You're loving, harmonious, and you are happy. That is at the root of your whole being. Happiness, peace, love, joy, abundance. I am. Say it. I am. I am. Namaste.